starting this video, I literally came up with the idea for it as I was sitting in I literally came up for the video, why can't I speak English? When I was in the bathroom, like just right now, I was like, well, what's the purpose of spirituality? When you go through this spiritual awakening, what's next? What's the point? So once you go through your spiritual awakening, the world suddenly opens up to you in a different way. So now with more of this knowledge, but a lot of times still facing the same challenges, the same karmic cycle, but in a different form, how am I supposed to react? What's the right answer that's in alignment with me? What's the most good? What would God want me to do? There's no right or wrong answer, because the choice you make is always the choice you need to learn from. I remember I was sitting with a friend and she was with this guy. She broke up with him, and a few months later she comes to me and she says, you know, I've been talking to him again and he wants to get back together with me. What do you think I should do? And what I said to her was, I personally don't think it's a good idea for you to get back in a relationship with this guy. And I also understand that no matter what decision you make, it's the right decision for you. Let's say you get back with him. Best case scenario, he actually has changed like he said, and you guys have a great relationship because you've given him another shot, right? Or you get back in this relationship, he hasn't changed, and you have to learn that lesson again. Because if you had learned that lesson the first time, you wouldn't need to go back. Or you choose, I don't want the situation at all. I'm done with this. No right or wrong answer. Only which answer do you have more to learn from? So, when it comes to the problems you're facing, now that you have this spiritual perspective, what do? The key is to be truly your most true, authentic self. That's it. Because you have all these thoughts in your head that tell you to replay these patterns that you've always followed, to do what's familiar, to do what's comfortable, to act in a certain way out of fear of change, or out of fear of things going the wrong way, because you know how this path leads. You know where it goes to. You know how it plays out because you've walked this path 100 times before. The heart is far more spontaneous. So how do you start differentiating between acting out of a place of the mind and acting out of a place of the heart? You have to start letting go of the clutter. You have to start being able to observe what's going on up here. For example, like, oh, my sister's getting really mad at me, and my reflex is to say, I'm sorry, so we can smooth it over and there doesn't have to be a problem anymore. But at your heart, are you really sorry? Beyond just the guilt you're feeling, did you actually do anything wrong? Are you going to apologize for your actions when there's no actions to apologize for? It's about being able to discern, coming into that place of neutrality, being able to see what the mind is telling you to do, see what the body is telling you to do, and choose differently. And at a certain point, the more you choose from this place, the more that your mind and your body will start to adapt and will start to mirror that, because that's the new pathways that you're setting into your brain. Those are the new neural pathways that you are creating. So, being as authentic as possible is not speaking everything on your mind. Your thoughts are a reaction. They're a pattern of your brain, but they're not you. You are not your thoughts. Your thoughts, that doesn't define your truth. For example, if my brain looks at my friend and says, wow, she looks fat in that outfit, like judging her for the way her body looks and what she's wearing. And if I just said that out loud to her, that's not authentic. That's me projecting my own insecurities onto her. I feel better by my brain putting her down because I feel like somehow my worth is attached to my physical appearance. And a part of me is insecure because everything exists in duality. Feeling superior is also feeling inferior. And feeling inferior is also superior. In that, it's coming into that place of neutrality, of I'm not superior or inferior. We're just different. Because what is better or worse is about perspective. Here in the US, being skinny is what's beautiful, right? Because oftentimes it's a sign of wealth to be able to afford healthy foods. So there's a standard of beauty in that. If you go to other countries where food is scarce, people who are bigger are considered beautiful because the standard of beauty is different there. You're beautiful because you have access to food. So it's all about perspective. Being bigger or smaller, neither is good or bad. It's different. Everyone's a mirror to you. So when you're judging someone else, instead of saying out loud like what you think, be self-aware. Interesting how I'm judging this person for the way her body looks. What part of myself am I actually putting down by putting her down? So in all of this ramble, let go of the clutter. Observe the way that your mind works as a result of your conditioning, as a result of the role that you've played since you were a kid. And now that you're an adult or a teenager, or however you're old when you're watching this video, doesn't matter how old you are, pay attention to what those thoughts tell you and come to that place where you act differently anyway. And I promise over time, those thoughts will come up less and less when you put your energy towards love, when you put your energy towards being authentic, when you put your energy just towards yourself. All that matters is that you're doing your best. You're trying to learn to figure it out. Point is, you're doing your best. Don't be so hard on yourself. Remember that you're not your emotions. You're not your thoughts. You are the consciousness experiencing all of it. And you can tune into that consciousness and make your body and your mind a perfect servant to that consciousness, rather than having that consciousness be a prisoner of your mind and of your emotions. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. Comment any other video ideas you'd like me to do. Thank you and goodbye.